What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game RoboCop 3, which was released on the NES by Ocean Probe and Acclaim, while the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions was made by this Ocean and Probe. And this game is loosely based off of RoboCop 3, you know what I'm saying? And it has some of the same plots where RoboCop pretty much vowed to avenge the death of his partner, Officer Lewis, and try to prevent Detroit from going under. And one thing that I noticed about RoboCop 3 for the NES is that it has the pretty much a different level design from the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo versions. Plus, RoboCop 3, RoboCop pretty much takes limb damage. You know what I'm saying? And once if RoboCop take too much damage to one of the limbs, a malfunction text will show up, and particular things will happen. For example, if the arms takes too much damage, there'll be erratic shooting going on all over the place, and if his legs take too much damage, he'll jump and do all crazy stuff like that, which I honestly didn't make any sense to me to have that to happen since it didn't really happen in the movie. You know what I'm saying? All this erratic shooting and jumping and all that. Now, with as far as the weapons are concerned, the weapons that RoboCop can use in RoboCop 3 in the NES version is different from the Genesis and Super Nintendo version. Now, with the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis version, RoboCop used the Auto 9 handgun, the three-shot spreader, the lasers, flamethrowers, stuff like that, plus a rocket launcher. Now, the with the NES version, the missiles has the three-shot spreader, missile upgrade, smart bombs, and stuff like that. I would say, I guess I would say the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions pretty much has the better weapons in it, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's one of I think the missile upgrade in the NES version pretty much malfunctioned a lot. So my thing is like, why have it in the game? You know what I'm saying? And another thing about RoboCop 3, I say with all three versions, like none of the enemies in the game, um, the majority of the enemies in the movie don't show up in the game, with the exception of the two robot ninjas toward the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you can pretty much use the jetpack in all three versions of RoboCop 3, whether you talk about the Super Nintendo version, NES version, or the Super Genesis version, because that is, I guess, pretty much that's one of the one things that people remember about RoboCop 3. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that he did use a jetpack towards the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Now, it seems like far as the graphics and gameplay, graphics and level design, you know what I'm saying? The NES version is kind of bland, you know what I'm saying? But the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis version pretty much has pretty much the advantage because it does look better. They look better than the NES version, you know what I'm saying? And to me, the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo versions of RoboCop 3 has an advantage in the it refers to controls, you know what I'm saying, because they don't have the erratic malfunction thing going. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about any like major malfunctions and stuff. Plus, the weapons are better too, in my opinion. And as far as the soundtrack, the Super Nintendo version of RoboCop 3 is good, and it's the best out of the three, in my opinion. The NES version of RoboCop 3, the soundtrack is average, you know what I'm saying, at best, mediocre. You know what I'm saying? And the but it pretty much lacks originality due to the fact that it sounds pretty similar to Jurassic Park for the NES, pretty much like RoboCop 2, you know. But like far as the Sega Genesis version, it has the worst soundtrack to me. You know what I'm saying? I just took the Super Nintendo version of RoboCop in terms of the soundtrack. It's kind of like muddy, if I can put it like that. It's not as good as the NES version, you know. Now, I would say that I would say they all three versions of RoboCop 3 do have their advantages, but at the same time, they just come off as mediocre. But I can say that the difficulty is on the hard side. You know what I'm saying? Because I say one of the reasons why you take a lot of damage from the enemies and the jumping is kind of stiff too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you try to make a platform, but you end up missing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the score is concerned, I definitely give it a 5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? I wish it could have done better with RoboCop 3, but it's just a mediocre title. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you like RoboCop 3, whether it's the Super Nintendo version, NES version, or Second Genesis version, you can mention it in the comment section. If there's any flaws, other flaws that you noticed with RoboCop 3, regardless of which version you play, you can mention it also. If you like my video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.